Hello, everybody. It's Michelle Klippert,
Leslie Gore.
and here we are at Real Talk for Real Estate.
Yes, and we have some great suggestions for a property that's about to be listed for a seller to get ready or to prepare for those pictures that are very important because you only get one time to get a first impression.
And you're right, Leslie, only one time. And here's how important it is. You know, first of all, the photographer is pricey. We all know that. But the photographer comes in, and if you're not prepared, they're still taking those pictures.
Yes, that's true.
So we really want our sellers to be prepared because, like Leslie said, you get this one chance to be all over the internet. Actually, it's your one chance for marketing for the best result of getting a buyer into your house.
Yes, whether virtually or in person.
Correct.
It all matters. So.
And virtual's been a big deal for us
It
for
has been a
quite
big
some time now since the pandemic. People are looking more virtually than they were trudging through homes. In fact, that's going to be the first impression. Will most likely be some sort of virtual looking at the property, and then they'll make the appointment after.
Yeah, that's true. We're seeing more and more of that. It's a completely different feel. So
We have some different categories. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 categories. First one is like general. We want to give you a general idea. Then we're going to go to the outdoors, what we need to do on the outside of the house. Then they have like a lounge, study, kind of that living space, going into the kitchen, bathrooms, of course, and then bedrooms. So we're just going to start out with like general, Leslie. Any ideas there?
yeah, we have created a nice punch list of suggestions for a seller. And the main thing is, one thing when we walk into a house, we want to see as many of the surfaces cleared off. Less congestion is more. I know some people want their coffee maker and their espresso machine and their frother and everything. If we can see a little less of that when we go in for our pictures, that's better. People want to see the countertops. They don't want to see what appliance inventory you have.
No, and that's so true. The visualization of having it clear is then that buyer is actually creating their own visual of what their stuff will look like.
Exactly.
And so we just want it to look as clear and as big.
Yes.
Many times that makes like even the kitchen look really big.
Oh, it does.
When we take those off. So we want to clear all the surfaces and the spaces if we could. In fact, many times I'll tell my seller, this is the hardest you're going to work in this whole listing period, is getting this house ready and just preparing them like this is not a simple task. This is a task that we really need them to buy into, so that we can have the best pictures possible. But some of them are like, lighting. Lighting is so important.
Yes. And it's amazing, the dust or the dead light bulb that you can't see day to day because you've adjusted will show up in a picture. It's
right.
Creepy.
It's really an interesting thing, too, to me, how many people, instead of making the lights go up and down, they just take bulbs out of a fixture. And they're like, well, one bulb is enough for me to see. And I'm like, but that's going to show up.
It doesn't look right.
No.
Or it makes a buyer potentially think that maybe that
fixture
is broken or it has a dead spot in it. So all the lights should be on. Fan dust is huge. I can't express enough how people need to take care and attention of their fans. Cleaning that dust hanging off is not cute or attractive.
Right. And it's, many of this is going to show up. So we really, to me, it's almost the biggest time you're going to do a deep clean in your house. Yes. Now, are we taking away your things? Yes. Can we take them back? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. But the pictures are just so important. And part of that is we have to lighten up every one of those rooms, like light it up. In fact, open your blinds, open your curtains. All your lights should be on. And I mean from the simplest little table light to your big fixtures, because that really makes a difference in the photos when a professional photographer.
Well, it looks bright and inviting when it's light. A dark house looks dingy. It looks like you might be trying to conceal something. Light and bright is best. It looks bigger. It looks more inviting for people.
Right. And generally we want them to take away anything that has to do with an animal.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Pet dishes, beds, anything like that that you can just stuff out of sight for the moment. I mean, we're talking a half an hour of picture taking.
Right.
Yes, the prep time might be more, but yeah, just duck it for a little bit.
There's nothing more irritating to me with this. If an agent or a photographer takes a picture of a cat walking across a bed or
Right.
sometimes
Or
I'm
the
like,
dog,
or
or-
the
yeah.
dog, it's like
Yeah.
people, let's get the
Yeah.
animals.
We're not selling them. We want to sell your house.
And two, they can be a deterrent for a buyer. Like
Yes.
if they see a cat, then they're like, no, I don't want to be there because I'm sure that house smells like cat urine. It's a visualization that we
That's
just
true.
need to eliminate. So get as many buyers in there as possible. And if you're taking pictures in the dusk, and a lot of people like that. We have a beautiful Appam glow in our area. We have beautiful clouds and sky. But if you're taking pictures in the dusk to enhance that, we want to make sure all the external lighting, the exterior lighting's working and it's on. Because it really
Yes.
makes a big difference
Yeah. You
in
don't
those
want to
lights.
have one porch light on and then the other side of the door not working for that particular picture. So again, just make sure everything's working and in good care.
So when we do go outside, there are some things, and not only is a professional photographer going to pick this up, but your drone guy is going to pick this up too, is we need to remove the vehicles from the driveway and the carports. We need the buyer to see how much room is in front of the house or beside the house, because it's really an important visual for them, as well as a place to maybe so they can see, can I park an RV there? Can I park? Now, I'm not saying you have to move the whole RV. Sometimes that's impossible. But all the cars sitting beside,
Yes.
I think that's a big deal.
The coolers when you come back from camping and you just park them there. Don't have those things out front. It's amazing how much dirt and weed can collect under a covered patio, for example. Go ahead and sweep that out really good. Clean that up because it will show. And your shovels and your rakes may not be in your line of sight when you're having dinner.
Right.
They'll show in a picture.
They're going to show in a picture, and that includes one other things too. That reminds me of the shovel and the rakes, but like mops and brooms and things
Yes.
like that. So, and hoses. So we tend to run out our door and kind of set them by the door side, and then because we know we're going to use them maybe, and then it's front and center in those pictures, and we need to make sure those are put away. Other thing is we got to turn off the sprinklers.
Yes.
Yes,
That's huge. Yeah. In the summer,
not only for us, it's huge.
Want to damage a camera
Yeah.
while automatic sprinklers are on. Outdoor toys, bicycles, just stuff that may not appear like clutter in your everyday life, but it will appear as clutter in a picture for somebody that's shopping virtually.
Right. So, if you can, and we're in a 4-season area, so not always are these things applicable, but one would be if it is in a season where your yard is growing and that type of thing, mow the yard. Mow it right before, make it look its very best, and, trim your hedges and the trees and just make it the best impression outside, because outside living space is really important to us.
Yes, it's very important. And if you've got that covered patio and outdoor furniture, just treat that furniture for that picture the way you would your inside picture. Fluff your pillows, dust it off. Just get a picture ready for
Even
for that
setting
person.
your outdoor space like someone's
Yes.
there, even with your dishes or whatever, it would be just something that looked so inviting that you would want to be there. And I know they'll say take the covers off like your barbecue and things like that, but I'm going to give a caveat to that.
Okay.
If they're awful. Well, I mean, sometimes I've had some barbecues that, you don't want the public to see. Keep the cover on then.
If the cover's not cracking.
Yeah. Keep in mind that you want the most inviting thing that's going to happen. So if you get a list that says take that cover off, if your appliances or your outdoor appliances are not in the condition that people need to see, do not take that off. Don't cover that off. But going back inside, we'll just hit some highlights of the living space and the lounges, and I don't know whoever calls it a lounge anymore, but living space
Your
to be
living
living room,
space, yes.
study, that type of thing. Some of them are like removing the remote controls and things like that. We don't want to see the
we all
remote.
have remote controls and 15 gadgets for every technology piece we have. Just duck those out of sight. Get rid of the newspaper that you were reading for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just duck it out of sight. just a few things like that. If you've got an oscillating fan that blows just on you at night, just tuck that out of sight.
And there's always a thing about that, Leslie, that I always have a buyer that says, do you think something's wrong with the air conditioner? We have our little certain things that we like. Maybe we do like a fan on us at night. But pull that away so that visual doesn't make that buyer virtually say, I wonder if there's something wrong with their air conditioner. Why are they putting that? Why is that fan out there and why is that extra heater out there? Those things that just enhance your personal life, get those away.
Yes.
So that
because people can and will read into anything if
you give them a chance to.
Yeah, they're looking for something that could be wrong. So
yeah, or if you're in a study or something like that, arrange the books or something. Just walk through with a visual. And I always just say, kind of keep your hands like this. Is this the picture you want to see? So if it's not the picture you want to see, you need to, fix some things up. But some of the big things that I always say, if you have tissue boxes in every single room, let's get rid of those. We don't want anybody seeing that, including trash cans. Like if you have a trash can in the kitchen and a trash can in the laundry room, we need to tuck those things away. Could be in like the garage.
Yeah.
We can put that
or a pantry, or even just set it outside and then move it back in. The thing is we can work things in and out quickly as long as
we're in the same time frame.
Yeah,
as we're there and we're on the same time frame as the photographer.
Right.
So the photographer is not going to move anything, but you may start him in another room or her in another room, and then you're clearing out the other room. We have to coincide with this because the last thing you want is bad pictures. Once again, they're pricey. You want just the perfect picture for your listing, and once more time, this is the hardest work you're going to do. I think this is the biggest stage of listing your house, to work hard to make it look great for all the universe out there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of getting at for that. But if you do have like PlayStations and things like that, let's put those things away. And about your fireplaces too.
Yes, clean the soot or whatever you've got. If you've got a true burning fireplace, just clean those ashes, get it out, and then clean the soot that it dusted up with.
It depends on the photographer, honestly. Many of your photographers will say, don't turn on the gas stove because I insert my own picture of it lit, and others will say, I want to see it lit. So those are the two things that we just kind of have to navigate with the photographers. Do they want that looking like that? And if they don't, let's just make sure we have...
Leave it off.
Yeah, we'll leave it off or be on task with them.
But if they do a live flame, they can build up a film and stuff. So clean your glass doors on those if that's what you've got. So
yes, because really some of those pictures those amenities are what we want a buyer to see of how inviting a fireplace would be. All these different things, not only the view, but a porch. And we want those things as about lifestyle that are really inviting to the buyer, actually. And then we move to the kitchen, right?
Yes, the kitchen. Yes.
It's a big one. We already touched a little bit on that. We just really need those counter spaces just to be as empty as possible.
And the trend seems to be open cabinetry on top of your upper shelves or spaces anymore for dishes and stuff. Just make sure that your dishes are attractively arranged, just stacked, not a cereal box stuck in the middle of the plates and stuff. Just try to get it nice and organized and clutter-free, because, again, clutter sponges up space.
And things you can add, fresh flowers, things like that. We always like that. I mean, that enhances. It doesn't take away, but, those things are nice because they add dimension, as well as, like, if you had fruit in a basket and things like that, that's fine. But Leslie hit on the nose at the beginning. All your appliances, we need as much of those as possible away. And when you do pull those away, don't pull them at the last minute, because we all know, I know my toaster's been there forever. And if I pull that toaster away, I'm going to have this much crumbs underneath. So we need to do these ahead of time so that we know what that visualization is going to look like as we walk through that kitchen. So, and the range hood and under cabinet lights, let's make sure all of those are on. People forget that range hood.
Yes, they do.
And it really makes a difference. difference for looking down on whether it's a range top or whatever it is. It really makes a difference to the buyer.
Yeah.
And then, we're going to head into the bathrooms, guys.
Oh, gosh. Yes,
Yeah.
the bathrooms. Always make sure your toilet seats are down.
Down, always.
Always.
Make sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
And honestly, I don't think a lot of people even think about that, but it is a biggie for us.
It's something you notice when you're looking. So
Right.
That, and again, less clutter on your vanity or your pedestal sink, whatever you have. Just less is more at that point.
And if you're like me and you live there, you have every single thing you've ever done sits on your cabinetry for the bathroom. And you're like, what if I can't find that makeup? It's on my counter. I need to make sure.
Just get that one box.
Yeah, pull that
it off.
all off and clean that all down, because it's really, you don't want to see like medication bottles and all that kind of stuff that we
Correct.
think. We want to pull that out. And another place to pull that out is like the shower, Leslie.
Oh my gosh, yes. With all the clear shower doors.
All the
that there are
clothes.
now.
You don't want to see every single
Yeah.
like hair thing and hair product and things hanging down. So those two. So the bathroom kind of one idea for the bathroom is get a laundry basket and set all that stuff that's so important on those counters, and then in that laundry basket, and get it either in the garage or somewhere where it's not going to be seen. And that way you're going to know that goes with that bathroom.
Right
and you
back
can
out.
take all that stuff right
Yeah.
back out.
Yep.
we want-
Personal items,
Yep.
washcloths, your towels. If you're have a knack for folding towels decoratively, leave them out. If you've got 15 different shades of towels and different array of usefulness, take them down.
Take them down. Take them down.
Take
And
that
and
holy
especially they don't want like the rugs that go with it, the crocheted lady on the back of the toilet seat.
Yes, the toilet paper holder.
Toilet paper
doll.
roll. Let's get that away.
Yes.
A couple of those
Yeah.
things.
Again, clean, polished, yes, as minimal as possible.
Yeah, and then just honestly onto the bedrooms. We want the bedside tables to be clutter-free, and we do. We do our tissue boxes. We do our books that we're reading. We do. Let's just get those all. Just eliminate them under the bed or whatever else. Bring them back out, even if it's in closet.
The Vicks,
Yes.
the bottles, all of
Yes.
it. Yeah, just
Yes.
tuck it, because again, we're talking just a few minutes out of the day of it not being out where you're used to having it. So let's just get it out of sight, cleaned up, and give all of us a chance to market the property the best
Yes,
way we can.
all of us, anybody, the chance. So again, in my belief, one of the most important things is getting your house ready to have it on the market, because the pictures are so important to us right now, as well as drones. They're important to us. So let's keep in mind, what are we seeing from up, from down? That's a big deal. But we have all these ideas, and I'll tell you, we even have it on a form that we can give to you as well. So Leslie and I are here at the real estate store. Stop on by. We've got the photography prep list for you.
Yes, and it's concise, and you can check it off, and it will help you recognize and see the things that you don't see, because when you live with it, you don't see it.
You don't see
You've
it.
got to
And
look with a different eye when you're looking at your own home.
Leslie's exactly right. Again, walk through like this. If you don't like the picture you're seeing, someone else isn't going to like the picture you're seeing. So want to say thank you for being here with Leslie and I on Real Talk for Real Estate. We encourage you to stop by and see us, either to pick up a list or for us to be your personal realtor. Thank you.
Thank you.